Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hasanah and my NPM 20020100023. And in this video, I wanna answer the question for the third assignment, professional reading of TOEFL exercise, skill 3 till 5. Study each of the passage and choose the best answer the question that follow. Passage 1, question 1 till 5. The United States doesn't have a national university, but the idea has been around for quite some time. George Washington first recommended the idea to Congress. He even selected an actual site in Washington, D.C., and then left an endowment for the purpose National University in his will. During the century following the Revolution, the idea of a national university continued to receive the support of various U.S. presidents and philanthropist Andrew Carnegie pursued the cause at the beginning of the present century, although the original idea has not yet been acted upon. It continued to be proposed in bills before Congress. Question 1. According to the passage, the National University of the United States. The answer is B. Doesn't exist. That's the answer because the United States doesn't have a national university. Question 2. Look at the word he in the passage. Click on the word or phrase that he refers to. And the answer, the word he in the passage with the sentence, he even select an actual site, is meant for George Washington because the previous discussion direct about him. The third question, the passage indicates that George Washington didn't do which of the following? And the answer, D. He succeeded in establishing a national university. That's the answer because until the end of the story, it is still in the stage of being proposed in a bill before Congress and has not yet succeeded in establishing it. The question number 4. Which of the following isn't mentioned in the passage about Andrew? The answer is A. He was interested in doing charity work and good deeds for the public. That's the answer because the original idea hasn't yet been acted upon. There's no mention of that he was interested in doing charity work and good deeds for the public. Question number 5. The pronoun it in line 7 refers to. The answer is C. The original idea. That's the answer because the original idea hasn't yet been acted upon. It continues to be proposed in bills before Congress. Passage 2, question 6 till 11. The library pits located in Hancock Park in the Los Angeles area have proven to be an extremely fertile source of ice age falls apparently during the period of the ice age. The tar pits were covered by shallow pools of water. When animals came there to drink, they got caught lying in the sticky tar and froze. The tar not only trapped the animals, leading to their death, but also served as remarkably effective preservant, allowing near-perfect skeletons to remain hidden until present era. In 1906, the remains of a half prehistoric bear discovered in the tar pits alerted archaeologists to the potential treasure lying within the car. Since the thousands and thousands of well-preserved skeletons have been uncovered, including the skeletons of camel, horse, wolves, tigers, sloths, and dinosaurs. The question number 6. Which of the following isn't true about the library tar pits? The answer is D. They are located under a swimming pool. That's the answer because the tar pits were covered by shallow pools of water, not under the swimming pool. The question number 7. The pronoun they in the line 3 refers to. The answer is D. Animals. That's the answer because in the line 3 refers to animal when they come for drink. The question number 8. Click on the drawing that shows how the ice age animals mentioned in the passage died at the library tar pits. The answer is image D. Because the tar pits were covered by shallow pools of water. When animals come there to drink, they got caught, lying in the sticky tar and perish. Question number 9. Look at the word it in paragraph 1. Click on the word or phrase that it refers to. The answer is the word it refers to the animal because the following sentence also refers as a remarkably effective preservant, allowing near perfect skeletons to remain hidden until the present era. Continuing with the previous sentence regarding the animals. Question number 10. When did archaeologists become aware of the possible value of the contents of the tar pits? The answer is C. Early in the 20th century. That's the answer because of the line in 1906. That year includes the beginning of the 20th century. The question number 11. Which of the following is a skeleton found in the tar pits mentioned as an example of a? The answer is D. A snake. That's the answer because due to the line in 1906, the remains of a large historical bear were found in an asphalt pit. Since then, thousands and thousands of well-preserved skeletons have been found, including skeletons of camel, horse, of wolves, slow loris. Passage 3, question 12 till 17. When the President of the United States wants to get away from the hectic pace in Washington, D.C., Camp David is the place to go. Camp David, in a wood mountain area about 70 miles from Washington, D.C., is where the President goes to find solitude. It consists of living line space for the President, the First Family, and the presidential staff, as well as sporting and recreational facilities. Camp David was established by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1942. He found the site particularly appealing in that its mountains are provide relief from the summer heat of Washington, and its remote location offer a more relaxing environment than could be achieved in the capital city. Question number 12. Which of the following isn't discussed about Camp David? The answer is B. It costs. That's the answer because in the line Camp David in a wood area, Camp David in a wood mountain area, its location. In the sentence, it consists of living, it means it consists of living space for the President, First Family, and presidential staff, as well as support facilities and relaxation facilities in paragraph 4. Camp David has been used, so the issue price of the Camp David is not discussed. Question number 13. Look at the word "it" in the paragraph 1. Click on the word or phrase that it refers to. The answer is the word "it" consists of leaving the word "it" refers to Camp David. As previously discussed, the location of Camp David in the line Camp David in a wood area. Question number 14. According to the passage, who found Camp David? The answer is C. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That the answer because on the land Camp David was established. Camp David was found by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1942. The question number 15. The pronoun he in line 10 refers to. The answer is B. Roosevelt. That the answer because on line 10, when Roosevelt first established, meaning when Roosevelt first established that retreat, he called it Shangri-La, so the word he means Roosevelt. The question number 16. Which of the following isn't true about President Eisenhower? The answer is C. He named the presidential retreat Shangri-La. That the answer because on line 10, when Roosevelt first established, he called it Shangri-La, so the one who named Shangri-La was Roosevelt, not President Eisenhower. The question number 17. Khrushchev was at Camp David in. The answer is C. 1959. That's the answer because on the line 15 in the 1959 at the President Eisenhower met there with Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev, so Khrushchev was at Camp David in 1959. TOEFL review exercise. Skills 1 till 5. Study each of the passage and choose the best answer to the question that follow. Passage 1, question 1 till 3. Lincoln's now famous Gettysburg Address wasn't, on the occasion of its delivery, recognized as the masterpiece that it is today. Lincoln wasn't even the primary speaker at the ceremonies held at the height of the Civil War in 1863. To dedicate the battlefield at Gettysburg Live, the main speaker was orator Edward Everett. Was 2-hour speech was followed by Lincoln Sutter remarks. The question number 1. The main idea of this passage is that. The answer is D. Lincoln is better recognized today than he was at the time of his presidency. That the answer because on line 10, after his speech appeared in print, that after his speech appeared in print form, appreciation for his work began to grow and is today recognized as one of the great speeches in history. The question number 2. Which of the following isn't true about the ceremonies at Gettysburg during the Civil War? The answer is D. Lincoln's speech was longer than Everett's. That the answer because in the text mentioning Lincoln Sutter remarks, there is no mention that Lincoln's speech was longer than Everett's. The question number 3. According to the passage, when Lincoln spoke at the Gettysburg ceremonies, the answer is B. He spoke for only a short period of time. That's the answer because in the text mentioning the main speaker was orator Edward Everett was 2 hour speech was followed by Lincoln's shorter remarks. The question number 4. When did Lincoln's Gettysburg address begin to receive public acclaim? The answer is A. After it had been published. That's the answer because in the last line mentioning after his speech appeared in print, appreciation for his work began to grow, and today it is recognized as one of the all-time great speech. The question number 5. Look at the word it in the passage. Click on the word or phrase that it refers to, and the answer is word it from, and today it is recognized refers to his speech. Passage 2. Question 6 till 12. High fever is a seasonal allergy to pollens. The term high fever, however, is a less than adequate description. Such an attack can be brought on by such other than high-producing games, and since an attack of this gallery doesn't injure liver, the cause of high fever can be quite varied. High fever is generally caused by airborne pollens, particularly ragweed pollen. The amount of pollen in the air is largely defined on geographical location, weather, and season. In the eastern section of the United States, for example, there are generally 3 periods when pollen from various sources can cause intense high fever, showering in the springtime months of March and April, when the pollen from trees is prevalent in the summer months of. The question number 6. Which of the following would be the best title for the passage? The answer is B. Misconceptions and facts about high fever. That's the answer because in the first paragraph it explains that high fever is a seasonal allergy to pollen, and the cause vary not only from high-producing grass. The question number 7. According to the passage, which of the following helps to explain why the term high fever is somewhat of a misnomer? The answer is B. The amount of pollen in the air depends on geographical location. That's the answer because the first paragraph also say high fever is seasonal allergy to pollen. They explain in the second paragraph in the sentence the amount of pollen in the air is very dependent on geographical location, weather, and season. The question number 8. Which of the following isn't discussed in the passage as the determining factor of the amount of pollen in the air? The answer is D. Attitude. That's the answer because in the sentence the amount of pollen in the air is largely dependent on geographical location, weather, and season. No mention of attitude as determining factor for pollen count. The question number 9. Which of the following isn't true about high fever in the eastern unit? The answer is A. Suffering from high fever is equally severe year-round. That's the answer because the text says high fever occurs only in certain months, not throughout the year. And the question number 10. click on the drawing that represents a potential cause of high fever, that the answer is picture B, because in the text the main cause of high fever is pollen. The question number 11. Which of the following is an symptom of high fever? That the answer is A, a high fever. That the answer because high fever is not a symptom mentioned in the passage. And the question number 12. Click on the paragraph that outlines how, when, and where high fever develops. And the answer is paragraph 2, because the paragraph it explains about it. Passage 3. Customs 13 till 19. Theories about the movement of the continents have evolved over time as the ability to conduct scientific study of the continents has improved. Thus, today, theory of plate tectonics rather than contradicting its predecessor had its roots in the older theory of continental drift. According to the theory of continental drift, the continents are not fixed in position, but instead move slowly across the surface of the earth, constantly changing in position relative to one another. This theory was first proposed in the 18th century when mapmakers noticed how closely the continents of the earth fit together when they were matched up. It was suggested then that the present-day continent had once been one large continent that had broken up into pieces which drift apart. Today, the modern theory of plate tectonics has developed from the theory of continental drift. The theory of plate tectonic supposes that the crust of the earth is divided into 6 large and many small tectonic plates that drift on the lava that compose in inner core of the earth. These plates consist of ocean floor and continents that quite probably began breaking up and moving relative to one another more than 200 million years ago. The question number 13. The topic of this passage is, the answer is C, the development of ideas about the movement of the earth's surface. That the answer because in the first paragraph mentioned theories about the movement of the continents have evolved over time as the ability to conduct scientific study of the continents has improved. And the question number 14, the passage states that the theory of continental drift developed as a result of, the answer is B, the work of mapmaker. That the answer because in the second paragraph explain the reason why that is the work of mapmaker. And the question number 15, look at the word they in the paragraph 2. Click on the word or phrase that they refers to. The answer is mapmaker. And the question number 16, which of the following isn't true about the theory of plate tectonic? The answer is D, it was proposed by mapmaker. The question number 17, according to the passage, what constitutes a tectonic plate? The answer is D, the surface of the land and the floor of the oceans. The question number 18, which of the following best describe the organization of the passage? The answer is D. One hypothesis is developed from another. And the last question, number 19. Click on the paragraph that describes the earlier theory. The answer is paragraph 3. And there mention about describe the earlier theory. Maybe enough here, my speech in this video to answer the question for to submit the third assignment professional reading of. I'm sorry if I have any mistake. Thank you very much for your attention and I hope you understand for my answer. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.